This is Sybil.
And this is Dad.
And welcome back to the Book of Dad and Sybil. This is episode 4. And welcome back for more Grimm fairy tales. And this time we are doing Rapunzel. I'm sure you all know her. You've all seen the movie. But, of course, the Grimm fairy tales are always a bit twisted.
I'm just going to pause you there. I'm going to draw the curtain back a little bit because Sybil wrote the notes for this, and I'm a little disappointed that she didn't read them as she wrote them. So I'm going to, in my best sort of presenter voice, read you what she read for the notes. This time we're doing Rapunzel. You know her, you love her, but do you know how it started? You're about to find out. And I'm staggeringly disappointed that you didn't do it, but I'm secretly a little bit happy because I got to do that stupid voice.
I knew that you'd want to do it.
Well, yes, that's very true.
So start.
So, once upon a time, there was a couple. I assume that the woman was pregnant, and we're thinking that pregnancy cravings factor quite heavily into the first bit of this story.
Because what she wants is a bit out there.
Yeah, we actually had to search this up. So they lived next to a witch who was a very reputation for being very scary.
Might wanna move.
Yeah, I think it's probably, but it's not easier said than done. House prices, etc., even in Grimm's era Germany. Now the witch has this magnificent garden. We'll say it. We'll get it out of the way early doors, I think. If you've seen Into the Woods, or you're aware of the Sondheim musical.
Really good.
It's wonderful. We love it. You will recognise this is one of the central stories from this, and spawned the sort of semi-rap about vegetables, which doesn't come across as much in the Meryl Streep version, but if you watch the Broadway version, it's definitely a rap.
Broadway?
Yeah, if you watch I'll show you the Broadway version later, and it's got rap vibes.
Okay.
So they live next door to this witch's wonderful garden, and within it, the pièce de résistance is the rampion. We had to look up what rampion was.
It's a flower.
It's a wildflower. Doesn't look particularly edible, but the wife looks at it and goes, "Yum yum, yes please." And it's actually not just yum yum, yes please.
If I don't have it, I will die.
Essentially, that's the vibe that we're going for. So the husband is very scared that his wife is going to die, so climbs over the wall and steals some rampion. Goes back. The wife makes it into a salad. She's very happy, although now that she's had it once, she is now obsessed with it and demands more. Just like Chinese food. Once again, we've recorded after eating, specifically Chinese food, and that might come across potentially. So again, the husband now, his wife's even worse than the first time, and he climbs over the wall again. This time he's caught, and he explains, my wife, she's not well. I was worried that she'll die if she doesn't get the rampion. And the witch goes, okay, well, you can have as much of this rampion, once again, a wildflower, as you want, but when your wife gives birth, I'm going to have that baby. And the husband, in his addled state, goes, yeah, sure. No, you can have my child. I will have that. Now, we've said vegetables in the notes, but I'm actually going to push back on that flower. It's a flower. If somebody says, would you like this stick of celery with a bit of rampion, I might question it. But anyway,
I only like celery with cream cheese.
We're recording after food and we're still hungry. Right, okay, so
I mean, after this, I will probably have a salad.
Maybe.
So
he chooses veg. Is the long and short of it. So what happens next?
So as soon as the daughter is born, the queen, the witch takes her away and locks her up, makes her sing for her. Think. Such great parenting. And I think you know, but if you don't, her name is Rapunzel, and if you know what that is actually...
It's another word for rampion, isn't it?
That's a flower.
Yeah.
I mean, we're calling it a veg.
Yeah, a veg flower.
So basically, it's like calling your child spinach.
Spinach. This is my daughter, Spinach Smith. Yeah.
So she has beautiful long locks that she lets down form a sort of rope ladder for the witch. And one day she meets a prince. And as you've seen in the movie, there is a very good song on it.
Yeah, so the prince is obsessed with the singing. He keeps coming back to the tower, trying to look for a door. Can't find a door. There is no door because the only way up into the tower is through
Is people tugging on a scalp?
So he climbs up the hair and they make a plan. She goes, I need to get out of this tower. They make a plan. She says, every evening you come to visit me and bring one silken rope at a time. And eventually they can then tie the...
Why don't you bring more?
Yeah, maybe it's so it's not too heavy while he's climbing her hair. Although it's a silk rope, it's not very...
Yeet up there.
Yeah. Silk's not very yeetable, I would say.
Can yeet it.
You could tie it around something and then yeet it. But anyway, this is the plan that they make. I suppose, actually, it's probably quite sensible because it means if they're seeing each other every evening, they actually get to know each other rather than, I've heard you going, oh, and now I'm in love with you. They actually get to spend some time with each other before they run away and decide whether they like each other, which is probably quite sensible. Anyway, this plan's going on and it's fine because Mother Gothel, who's the witch, she visits in the daytime.
Where is he getting all this silk from?
Well, he's a prince, isn't he? You go back to the castle and there's silk aplenty. Castles are very silk-coded places.
Do I have anything silk in my bedroom?
I don't know if we have anything proper silk in the household, to be honest. We're not a very silky household.
We have eat spaghetti to spaghetti or spaghetti.
Yes, we do have a picture behind us.
Toast cat.
We've got toast cat. We have less silk but more toast cat. Yeah. So Mother Gothel, who's the witch, one day I think this actually loses its points when we get to our racing system for me, because the way that Rapunzel approaches this is so nonsensical. So she says to Mother Gothel, you always take ages to climb up my hair, not like the prince, he does it really quickly. And Mother Gothel's like, I'm about, what do you mean, who's the prince? That is shooting yourself in the foot in the biggest way, I think, personally.
And anyway, that's just rude.
Yes, it is rude. I think you pointed out when we were talking about this earlier. She's an old lady. Give her some time. She's also trying to climb up a hair ladder. Honestly, I do think this is partially... Mother Gothel is a witch. I feel like she could have a magic door that only she could open, and then you wouldn't need the hair. Also, I reckon the hair stinks. I know it's magic, but if you've got thick matted rope of hair...
I can barely brush my own hair.
Yeah, you've got thick hair as it is, but can you imagine hair that's thick enough to make a massive rope?
My hair's only up to half my t-shirt.
Yeah, so one gigantic smelly dreadlock of hair is what I'm feeling.
At least it's dense.
Yeah, anyway, Mother Gothel, she reacts reasonably and goes, this is terrible, you've betrayed me, you're awful, I'm sending you to a desert. Well, actually, she says a deserted place, but I think the idea is that it is a desert where she will live forever. But not just that.
In the movie, it's a swamp. In
the movie, it is a swamp, but I think maybe that's more in fitting with the aesthetic of we're talking about the Into the Woods film version here.
In the animated movie, they never do anything like this. This is why it's so boring.
Are you talking about Tangled?
Yeah, Tangled.
The Disney film Tangled?
Yeah.
Are you suggesting that the Disney film Tangled should have been closer to the Grimm's fairy tale version?
Yeah.
Do you think it would have been given what we're about to look at in the next bit of the story, do you think it would have made a good Disney film?
It does not have to do that bit. It just has to have a bit more. Less like lovey-dovey stuff. I hate that about it.
I mean, there's Disney films, isn't it?
Do you know the age gap?
Oh, probably hideous.
Yeah. Yeah, just like the Snow White age gap. Snow White's like 16. And then the prince, he's 31.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not cool. We don't like it. I don't know what the age gap is between Rapunzel and the prince.
But
I'm sure, given that it's an old story, it's no bueno. So what happens after this? So Rapunzel's been banished to a desert. Mother Gothel's not going to stop there. What happens next, Sybil?
So Prince comes and says the usual, Rapunzel, let down your hair. For some reason, the hair's let down. Suspicious.
Yeah, Mother Gothel before this has spent some time nailing it to the window frame so she can just push it out.
Because, as I said, she's an old lady. If the prince is tugging at it, she's going to fall down. And anyway, how does Rapunzel not fall down when people are just tugging at her hair? So the prince climbs up the hair, not thinking that, I can't see the face of the person I've been seeing for like a month.
Can't hear the singing. She's not said hi to me. Maybe they had an argument the evening before. I don't know.
And she's still letting her hair down.
So who does he find at the top of the tower?
So, as you could probably tell, he found not Rapunzel, but the witch. And the witch says the cat has got her and will scratch your eyes out as well. Right, and we'll scratch out your eyes as well.
Mm-hmm. So I got a bit confused with this. I thought I'd missed something in the story about a cat. But no, the cat is Mother Gothel talking about herself. That's what you reckon anyway, isn't it?
Yes, it's metaphorical.
Metaphorical. And anyway, so I can only assume that he's terrified of cats. What is his reaction to this? What does he decide? I simply must.
Jump out the window.
And what's at the bottom of the tower?
Thorns.
Thorns. First time that we've heard about the thorns. But the prince hears about them pretty quickly as they poke his eyes out.
And make him blind.
Yeah, so he basically he then wanders around eating berries and being sad. That's the general vibe that he's giving.
Like he's just been in for a breakup with his eyes.
Mm-hmm. You pointed out quite sagely that he must get poorly quite often because he's just wandering around eating random berries that he can't see. You're going to end up picking up some dodgy berries, aren't you? Mm-hmm. So after a couple of years, he ends up in the desert where Rapunzel is, and he hears her singing again. And he goes, "Oh my goodness,
She's still singing.
I recognise that voice."
Where does she get the water from?
I mean, I suppose maybe she's near some sort of water source. It's not really. They don't really go into it, do they? So anyway, they're so happy to see each other, and she cries. And he's crying, and her tears, as it turns out, are magical. Maybe because of the rampion?
In the movie, as in Tangled, it does do that. I'll give the movie that.
Oh, as in she's got magic hair? Yeah.
And tears.
Magic hair and magic tears. Yeah, big time. And so she heals his blindness. And she's got 2 kids. At this point, a boy and a girl, who I assume are the princes, and they go back to the castle and they live happily ever after. Which, when I read this, I knew because I've seen Into the Woods, so I knew that the Grimm fairy tale version of this has the prince losing his eye to the thorns and them being banished to the desert. I actually didn't expect them to live happily ever after.
Yeah, I mean, someone doesn't live happily ever after in that movie. I'll tell you that, and it's my favourite character.
Are we talking about Into the Woods, or are we talking about Tangled now?
Into the Woods.
My
favourite character.
Who is your favourite character in Into the Woods?
The wife.
Oh yeah, she gets squished by a giant, doesn't she?
I liked her.
Yeah. So that's the end of.
Just like Ed in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Izzy likes characters that get squished. Yes, so I think we'll as we come to the end of this story, we're going to do another. Next week we'll do another Grimm's fairy tale. It's another one that we talked about on our first ever episode, where we talked about the other titles that we liked, and it's the Pack of Ragamuffins. But what we're starting to look at is the Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park, because we've rented that series of films recently.
It's really good.
So we're going to go and read the Michael Crichton novel for our next long read. So let's get to our recommendations. So how would you score this?
5 out of 5. It's really good. Because it's like well known, but it's not well known. This
version of it, certainly. No.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to give this 2 out of 5. I don't particularly enjoy this. It's got lots of the other Grimm fairy tales are quite moralistic tales and seem to have some sort of overarching message, and I don't necessarily need that in a story.
I don't like that.
But it sort of makes up for all of the wanton violence, and I just can't look past Rapunzel dobbing herself into Mother Gothel, really. It makes me seriously dislike her as a character. And
it was an accident.
Was it though? It's a very silly.
She said it on accident.
It's a very silly thing. Any story where there's a relationship that starts immediately, I'm a bit spurious about.
I just don't like relationships.
We have met each other and we love each other immediately, despite knowing nothing about us, other than she does singing and he. She actually doesn't know anything about him. He's basically just gone, can I climb up the tower, please, up your hair? Not one of my favourites. And also, I really wasn't expecting the happily ever after, and I'm not saying that I need all of the Grimm's fairy tales to end.
Ever after?
Yes, I don't. I mean, but even in Into the Woods, it doesn't actually end happily ever after, does it? You get the happily ever after, and then there's the doom of a giant falling out of the sky.
Wait, what? When does that happen?
At the end of Ever After, the song that's meant to be, it's at the end of Act 1, and then, and happily ever after, doom.
But it's split into 2 parts. I know that bit's never gonna be happily ever after.
Yeah.
Because there's still half the movie to go.
Yeah, but even at the end of Into the Woods, it's not really a happily ever after, is it?
Nah.
Particularly.
Everyone dies.
Not one of my favourites. So as I said, next week we're going to look at the Pack of Ragamuffins, and then looking forward to our next long read, which will be Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park.
I don't know if we're gonna just do 2 in between it, because it's quite long.
Yeah, we will see. So we will see you in next week's episode.
Bye.
Goodbye.